Okay, so there are a lot of competitions. There are competitions happening all the time. So in this particular group, you're going to learn by doing stuff. And so we are going to have people in the group do stuff. That's going to be a condition of being part of the group. So next slide. You can create descriptive models, predictive models, reinforcement learning. Kaggle is huge now, which means if you're interested in NLP, there are NLP competitions. If you're interested in deep learning, there are deep learning competitions, computer vision, computational biology, the whole gamut. Next slide. Data sets. So I'm going to be contributing a whole bunch of data sets this semester. And I'll just see whether they get votes or not. Like, for example, I've had a robot running on my one of my computers the last couple months collecting tweets for related to data science. Fact is, it ended up collecting about 500 gig of tweets, which was a problem on my Mac because my Mac only had 500 gig of space. And so I learned a lot about how to recover a Mac when I can't actually interface with anything, and got that over, but that's all been resolved. And so I'm also working on I guess I can show it. Let me see.
Professor, I think you are on mute.
So we're doing a project I'm going to create in terms of data sets. Where we're creating what we call cognitive fonts, cognitive typefaces. And what this means is if you go to Word or anything and look at your typefaces, they're all physically descriptive. Things like oblique or italic or bold or semi-bold or whatever, but they're not like readable. And there's a lot of evidence related to if you make small changes to a typeface to make it look a little bit more like a typewriter, it will be more readable, particularly for people with dyslexia. People have done studies if the right typeface on interfaces with cars. If the typeface is right, people can read it quicker, and that might be a difference of 80, 100 feet in attention span of looking at a car. So in doing that, I'm going to create a data set sort of like Minced, but it'll be about 1 million different characters. And so I'll put that up on Kaggle and see, do people want essentially a type Minced, but much larger? Okay, let's go ahead and take the screen over again and do the slides. So data sets are great. And I literally have about 20 data sets lying around, which I'll put up and see if they get votes. One thing I'm going to do, which is different from every data set that I've seen, is I'm going to do visualizations of the data set in the description of the data set. So people will be able to visually explore the data set, what's in the data set on Kaggle. Next one. Notebooks. Notebooks are great. So notebooks I encourage all the time. Notebooks are basically explaining how to do something. And so doing good notebooks on applying something that you're learning about, it's a great way to learn about that thing. So essentially what it means is you're writing and trying to teach somebody something in a clear way, which also has code. How do I substitute, how do I impute data? How do I use again? How do I, whatever it is, you can write a notebook for it. And so notebooks are a great way of getting comfortable with data science. Next slide. So discussion, if people want to do discussion, they can do that. But again, discussion wouldn't be one of my 3 recommended ones. I would think competitions, notebooks, and data sets are the way to go. Next one. Okay, I'm not sure what this slide is about. We are going to use GitHub to use something. Help me on this slide. What is the purpose of the slide?
Near me, are you here?
Yeah. So actually, we have a GitHub made for just for the Kaggle purposes. So if you want to track down and create teams and stuff. So if you want to contribute that way as well, we have the AI Skunks GitHub. In that we have one for all the research groups. So there is one for Kaggle group as well. So I think we can use the same for if you want to contribute towards that thing as well. If we have anything that can be done.
Okay. Yeah, so I think if we're sharing some tools, GitHub would make sense. So if you just have useful scripts that you think are generally useful for Kaggle, which I think pretty much every serious Kaggler has, putting those on a central GitHub would make sense. Next.
Exactly.
Okay, so the main thing about the spring was really getting people started. And so this
yeah, I can take over here. So yeah, so in the last semester we spent a lot of time to do some introduction about what is Kaggle or what you can do on Kaggle, and we basically just help everyone become a contributor on Kaggle, and didn't do like, we probably get some expert but not that much. But yeah, like mostly we just give information. Professor will give some workshop and just share some knowledge you can learn from the in the class. And so yeah, so in this semester, in the summer, we hope everyone can really work on something, not just getting information from here. Like, we are not really here for giving information. We are here to give you help you need, and like to maybe give you some recommendation about computation. But really, we wish everyone can start to build notebooks or participate in competitions, and so yeah, just hope everyone can already become contributor in this week or the next week, and then we can start really working on something. And we hope you can try to form your own group. Like, we will share everyone's information in the Teams channel, and we will like, you can just find people have the same interest as you do, because I noticed so many people are interested in natural language processing and computer vision, and there are always some competitions about those 2 topics on Kaggle. So you can just form your team, looking for someone you want to work with, and then start to participate the competition. Like it's not only for your student life. I mean, if you can become a expert or grandmaster or like a highest level thing in Kaggle, you can definitely have some benefits if you are looking for jobs. I mean, and also even some competitions will offer you the prize. I mean, like money. So yeah, you can just start working at something. And in the last semester, like in the weekly meeting, it's mainly we are talking about something, not you guys talking about something. So in this semester, we can wish you can do some short, maybe presentation or just share your progress about your project. Like the professor or other people can give you some suggestion if you have some problem, and even like if you finish something, you can just share with other people. And if some people in this group like your work, they can upload for you. That is how you can become a higher level in Kaggle. So yeah, that's basically the plan for this semester.
Let me
And
comment on that a
Uh,
little. So what happened last semester is I ended up just giving a lot of talks. If you want to learn computer, anything that I teach, just audit one of my classes. Just go to the Zoom. So if your focus is, well, I don't know anything about machine learning and I want to learn the basics, just email you and email me and I'll send you a Zoom link to my classes and you can just audit the classes. This group is going to run like a lab meeting. And what that means is everybody's doing something, a notebook, a data set, or a competition, and then it'll rotate around depending on how many people continue on with the group. And then they just present for like 15 minutes on their current progress or more if they want more time. But it's this particular group is not going to be workshops. It's going to be like a lab meeting. But if you want the workshops, you can just email me and audit whatever classes I'm teaching at that particular time.
and also, I would like to add, as said by the professor, we aren't going to teach you anything. But then the thing is, if you want to learn, there are a lot of things you can, form up teams and stuff. So the thing mainly we would like to focus on is, you present us the ideas or the competitions that you wish to, participate in. Maybe we can, if you don't have, like, if you don't find any teammates, probably we can, uh, match you up with one who is interested in the same domain as yours, and then probably going forward we can uh, give you feedback if, on the progress that if you're doing a competition, suppose in phases, suppose it's a 2-month competition, then you can given like after like suppose like 2 weeks and stuff. So what progress you have done, what feedback do you need, if you have any issues and all, then the meeting is there for this. So you can come in and ask for me, the professor, or the ones who already participated or done all of these competitions. We have people who are actively participating in competitions. They are like masters of competitions. So you would get a lot of feedback, useful feedback going forward, and again it would again develop your hacker profile as well.
So before we go on, any questions on that?
Hey, Professor, I have a question. Is there a discussion forum that we could use to have conversations?
There's Slack. What else? There's Teams.
Okay.
So we're using Teams. We're using Slack, and I guess we could use GitHub as well. But I think the preferred one is Teams.
I
Right?
meant specifically for the Kaggle group.
There is a
Yeah.
Teams Kaggle group, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, Professor.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about it. Okay. Thank you.
The Teams channel as well, so that we can add in people, and you can get the updates in there as well.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and link the Slack as well. Okay, so if there are no questions, continue on.
um,
So Yes, Jin, would you like to talk about the progression system so people would get up and running with the things that they would know beforehand? What are the things and becoming a contributor so that should be yours.
Yeah. I have a simple PowerPoint about how to become a how to become a contributor on Kaggle. It's just a pretty simple thing.
Yeah, no, just before that, can you just open the progression system for Kaggle that they would know what are the things that is required for becoming a master or grandmaster or
Yeah,
an expert?
it's actually over here.
Yeah.
So on Kaggle it has 4 parts: computation, notebooks, dataset, and discussion. And for the level, it have the started, the novice, and the contributor, the expert, master, and the grandmaster. So if you can post the notebooks and dataset, and you can answer other people's question, or you can leave the comments for other people's notebook. It will all become discussion, and you can also participate computations. You will get upload for notebook and dataset. That will help people show like your work, and also that is how you can get into the higher level. And for computations, it have a calculate system, and after you participate in that, after you submit your notebook for that computation, the system will calculate your rank, and on your rank you will get medal, even like either gold, silver, or I give a free medal. After you got medal, in Kaggle you can find you can find in Kaggle different medal, different it will related to different level. The more golden level you got, you will more likely to become a master or grandmaster. So yeah, that is how Kaggle works, and it just will cover so many topics. Like for notebook, you can choose anything you want. You can talk about NLP, you can talk about regression, classification, you can introduce something you like to other people. And for the computation, it's mostly covered like regression, classification, some reinforcement learning, and recently it has so many computation related to computer vision and natural language processing. So you can find so many different things on Kaggle. And the first thing we wish everyone want to continue make contribution in this group is to become a contributor on Kaggle before hopefully next weekly meeting. And it's quite simple to become a contributor. You can just go to you get an account first, of course, and go to your profile. You can I will share that file later, but you can just go to your profile. You can check what you need for become a contributor. It's over here, and it have a check mark. Every time you finish one thing, it will have a check. So first, just the basic information. You can your location, your occupation, your organization, something like that. It's just pretty simple, and you need to verify your account. It's just a basic thing. And the next thing you need to do is you can write code in Kaggle, and you can run your code in Kaggle. So you need to go to the code. You can find it over the main menu. It has a code. You can build a notebook in Kaggle and just run a random script. You can just print hello world, something like that. After you run that script, it will have a check mark. And next will be a little bit tough one. It's to make a computation. So in Kaggle, it has basically 2 different types of computation: getting started computation and some higher level computation. You can, if you want, you can choose just start to choose getting started computation. It covers so many different topics, and you can just choose one you like. It's quite simple, and you have so many notebooks people already wrote before and published. You can check their notebook and make some revise and try to get better results. Also, Nirami wrote a notebook about the Titanic computation before. If you need it, we can probably share it. But we can recommend you choose one run one computation you like, and it will not take you a long time to finish it. It's probably just like afternoon or a day, just like that. You can just do it by yourself.
Well, before you go on, is Nerami's notebook on Kaggle?
Yeah, it is, Professor.
So you should always then share it via Kaggle.
Okay. Yeah.
That way, I mean, if you like it, and that's a big if you like it, then you should upvote it. Because then you get in the process of upvoting and commenting on people's notebooks. So we should get in the habit, if we do a notebook to do whatever, put it on Kaggle. This is a Kaggle group. And then if you as a user found Nerami's notebook useful, like for example, King, you could literally put your slides up as a notebook on Kaggle too, as a notebook, how to become a contributor kind of thing. But we should get in the habit of putting these things up on Kaggle, because this is a Kaggle group. Okay, that's my comment.
Yeah, thank you, Professor. And well, now.
Yeah, just So the notebook that Jin mentioned about the Titan, it's the basic notebook. So if you want, if you haven't worked on anything related to data science or any data set, then you probably just take the notebook out, and probably you can just tweak a few changes if you know submit it. So it's just a skeleton that I have provided. You can work on top of it and then submit it. So that should make you submit the code, and that should check off the submit code from the contributor list.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Well, next one is task submission. It's like if you go to any data set, not any, like if you go to some data set in Kaggle, you can find very the task under that data set. It's mostly like people who create that data set want you to answer some question, and yeah, you can just submit a simple notebook based on their question. You can just go to some basic data sets. It will not take a long time to make a regression or something like that. So yeah, and the last one is pretty simple. Make a comment or cast an upvote. If you saw anything you like on Kaggle, you can just upvote for it, and you can also leave a message like, oh, hey, I think this one is pretty useful, and like I like your notebook. It's just a pretty simple thing. It doesn't mean anything, but like if you can also really comment something, your thoughts, your opinion about that notebook, and people can also upvote for your comment. That is one of the way you can get medal for the discussion part on Kaggle. So yeah, that's basically everything how you can become a contributor on Kaggle. It definitely will not take a really long time, and because I noticed some people said they can like do maybe 20 hours or 10 hours per on Kaggle group. So it's basically will just take maybe less than 10, because if like you can just build a simple notebook. So yeah, we really hope you can become a contributor in the next before the next weekly meeting. And if you have any trouble, you have any problem, you need any help, please reach out to us. And if you really cannot figure out how to make a computation, like we said, we can share Nerami's notebook, and to help you, you can just make some revise about it. So yeah, that's Professor, you have anything to mention?
So any questions? So the basic summary is the group is changing in its structure to a more of a lab meeting than workshops and talks. So if you
Oh, okay, we can maybe wait a little bit. So Emily, if anyone have any questions so far, okay.
Yeah, any questions? Okay, so we need to figure out who is going to speak next week, present some stuff, and then we need to set up a schedule of we'll see who continues on with the group now that they know what it's about, and then we need to schedule times for people to present things.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I saw someone already have some experience on Kaggle, and right now I think there are some competitions going on. So if anyone wants to like looking for teammates to team up, you can just like mention it on the next weekly meeting. And even if you want to build notebook, you need some opinion or you need some suggestion, you can just tell us like about your topic or what data sets you want to use or like what kind of topic you are going to explain about. So like yeah, we can give you some feedback. So yeah, if you have anything, please let us know. We can schedule the meeting.
So, and just one more thing as well. So Kaggle is just not you using the data sets and participating in competition. So we would like to understand that it's a community as well. So even though not from us, probably you can even when you submit the notebooks or in the competitions or stuff, people will look into the notebooks that you have submitted, and then probably they would give you feedbacks about it, about the data sets or the notebooks that you have submitted. So we would really like you to use this opportunity kind of thing. So if you want, the weekly meetings are there for giving feedbacks as well on your notebooks or stuff. So please feel free to use it or ping us or participate in the competitions. I mean, in the meetings, and ask around the questions. We would really like you to come forward, and it's just like a community that we are kind of building here, so that we would help each other out.
Yeah. Please.
Hello,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask one thing that we can perform presentation or like the EDA, like one part of the analysis on for the next meeting or something, or we have to present the whole notebook?
So actually, presentation is not like have to prepare a presentation and stuff. So presentation is just like pitching your idea as well. So if you are interested in EDA, probably you found a data set that it would like to explore. So just probably if you have an approach in mind about the EDA, what stuff you want to do, probably just come in and if you have done some work, then probably show us that, and probably if not us people, there will be professors who will be providing you feedback if needed, so that kind of stuff. It's not like you have to create a PPT or something like that. You can present the work or pitch in the ideas that you would for the competitions as well, if you would like to participate.
Okay. So I have one competition, like I've seen it. It is like Open Research Dataset Challenge of COVID-19. So is there anything like that's too old, like that too cliched, or we can still work on that? Um,
I think is it a competition, like the competition is over, or
it's still open. Yeah.
so yeah, you can do that. If it's open, then probably it's better. You try to explore what are things that are needed, what people have done, like the EDA and stuff. EDAs are the usual thing that people start with.
All right.
Surely you can do that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, so finding teams, the first thing to do is to post on the Teams or the Slack, and then see if people respond. If people don't respond, then you reach out to the research coordinators, Jen and Naomi, and then they might try to help you. But it should be pretty simple. You say, I'm interested in NLP, who's interested in NLP, or I'm interested in this competition, who else is interested in this competition? And so monitor the Slack and the Teams, and then if you're interested, then team up with people. So Charlie, does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does.
And people don't go every single week. So I don't know if any of you have ever been in a lab, a research lab. But what research labs do is every once in a while, depending on how many people are in the group, it basically rotates and people present what they've been working on. And as Naomi says, it's not like necessarily formal PowerPoints. You might open up your notebooks, show what you're doing, or do your strategy for a competition or whatever it is, and then we talk about it. So any other questions? Okay, so the summary is the structure of this group has changed to be more like a discussion rather than workshops. If you want workshops, email me and you're welcome to audit any of my classes. And of course, there's a lot of workshops and things on the internet and the web, etc. But this is more for brainstorming, presenting results, presenting ideas, and getting feedback. The expectation is everybody in the group is working on something, whether that be a competition, a notebook, or a data set. Okay, unless there's anything else. Is there anything else?
No, not really. This meeting just basically gave an introduction and like you mentioned how we will work in this semester. And yeah, if anyone have other questions, just let us know just on Teams or email, either works. So yeah, I think that's it, everything for today's meeting. And hopefully see you in the next meeting with a coordinator, with contributor on Kaggle. So if anyone wants to ask other question in private, I will just stay for a while. So if not, see you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.